Saturday night's main event and Evolution are this weekend. Let's get into some predictions. I will say I have been watching AEW lately, and I know All In is this weekend, but I'm just not kept up enough on the show to be able to accurately predict what's happening. I do hope that Timeless Toni Storm beats Mercedes Moné, but I'm not holding my breath on that one. First, let's start with Saturday night's main event. So the first match I've got here is Seth Rollins versus LA Knight, and I do think that Seth Rollins' posse is going to get involved. I'm going to take Seth Rollins in this one. Next, we have Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, and Jelly Roll is supposed to be in Randy Orton's corner. I do think this is a good opportunity for Drew McIntyre to get back on track. I do think that Jelly Roll will have some impact on the outcome, but I'm going with Drew McIntyre here. Next, we have the United States Championship match between Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. I hate that Solo Sikoa has been pinned the last 2 weeks by somebody, even though he's the United States champion, so this is a good opportunity for Solo Sikoa to retain. And in the World Heavyweight Championship match between Gunther and Goldberg, this is possibly Goldberg's final match. I think Gunther is probably going to win, but I would not be shocked by a Goldberg win and Seth cash, and that would be a ridiculous way for Goldberg to be like, I want to go out on top, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to go with Gunther, though. And now for Evolution, we have a jam-packed card. First, we have Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I think this is about a coin flip match, but I'm going to go with Jade Cargill simply because I think we're going to have Jade Cargill win here, win at SummerSlam, and then have Naomi cash in. In the NXT Women's Championship match between Jacy Jayne and Jordynne Grace, I do think Jordynne Grace gets the win here. I think it's a good time for her to start integrating into NXT and win a championship to legitimize her a little bit. And in the huge WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match between Judgment Day, Alexa and Charlotte, Ruka and Zaraya, and Kabuki Warriors, I'm going to go with Judgment Day to retain, but I do want them to legitimize Roxanne and Raquel together. I want that relationship to be strong, and I want Judgment Day to be strong. In the Women's Intercontinental Championship match between Bayley, Becky, and Lyra, I do think Bayley comes out on top here. I like what WWE has been doing with the Intercontinental Championship changing hands more frequently. I'm going to go with Bayley, with her doing a couple more heel things this time. In the Battle Royal, it's hard to say how many women are actually going to be in this. I've heard 20, I've heard 30, I've heard there's going to be surprise entrants. But in terms of my top three, I'm going to say Stephanie Vaquer, Nia Jax, and Blake Monroe will probably be the top three. For the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, while I do love Io Sky as an in-ring performer, unfortunately, this championship run just hasn't been the best, so I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley to take her championship back. And finally, in the Undisputed Championship match between Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton. I don't think there's really any chance Trish Stratus has of winning this match. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? Let me know down in the comments.